Hello and welcome to Drill and Kill. That's correct, my friend. This is where we drill until we kill all the mistakes. So, without further ado, let's get on to our first problem. Alrighty, so here we go with our very first problem, 389 divided by 74. So the first thing I wanted to do was write my counting by the numbers for 7s and for 4s. And then I also did 8s because I'm going to round this up, and I'll explain that in a moment. So first thing I want to do is give myself a little bit of room, and I'm going to make my first area box here, and then I'm going to plug the 389 inside the area box, so 389, and I'm going to grab the 74 and put that right outside here because it is my divisor. So first thing I want to do is figure out how many times 74 can go into 389, and 74 cannot fit into 38, so I am working with 389. I'm working in the ones column here, and for my estimation purposes I'm going to estimate this as 80 so that I don't go over and have too much. Okay, so let's look at this and look at the 80. Now instead of 8, it's got a 0 here, so each of these are going to have a 0 behind them. So 80, 160, 240, 320, and 400, which is too much, right? So I'm going to work with 320 here, which means I'm going to multiply by 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to plug a 4 in right there, and I'll do this right here. And now I'm working with the real number. So I'm going to take 4 times 4, and that's going to just give me 1, 2, 3, 4, which will give me 16. I'm going to drop the 6 and carry the 1. So I'll drop the 6 right here, and then I'm going to carry this 1 right over here, and I'll use it on my next multiplication right here. And 7 times 4, right? So I'm going to come up to my 7s and go 1, 2, 3, 4, which is going to give me 28. But I have to add this 1 here, so that's going to give me 29. So I'm going to write 29 right here. And now I'm ready to subtract. I am going to make another area box because I have a hunch that I'm going to need to add another one in here, and you're going to see what I mean here. But let's go ahead and check for trouble coming. I've got no trouble coming here. I do have trouble coming here because I cannot take 8 and subtract 9 from it. So I'm going to borrow from this, turn this 3 into a 2, and this turns into 18. And now I'm good to go. 9 minus 6 is going to give me 3. And 18 minus 9 is going to give me 9. And as you can see, I can fit another group of 74 into this 93. So I'm going to grab this and move it out of the way down here so I have a little bit more room. And then I'm going to add a 1 right up on top of here. And now I can take 1 times 74. I can go 1 times 4 would give me 4. 1 times 7 would give me 7. Or I can just grab the whole thing and just go 1 times 74 is going to give me 74 right here. And this is a little bit too small here, so but we can still work with it. So I do have trouble coming because I cannot take 3 and subtract 4 from it. So I'm going to borrow from this 9, turn it into an 8, and turn this 3 into 13. And now 13 minus 4 is going to give me 9 right here. And then 8 minus 7 is going to give me 1 right here. So I've got a 1 here. And 19 is going to be my remainder. So all I have to do right now is add up. So I'm going to draw my line, and I'm going to add up in this direction. And I've got 4 and 1 is going to give me 5 right up here. And then I got my remainder of this 19 right here. So I'm going to plug the 19 in right there. And that's your answer, 5 with a remainder of 19. So 389 divided by 74 equals 5 and 19 with a remainder of 19. So now if you didn't round up to the 80 and you used just the 74, you might have gotten to 5 right away, which is fine. The only reason I like to round this up is that if you guess too high, and sometimes you will, then what happens is that you'll get a number that's too big, and then you have to erase it or cross it out and start over. You could still do it that way, but this way is just a little bit more simplistic. It adds a step, but it's pretty simple there. Hey, if you made a mistake, no worries at all, my friends. Simply pause the video, fix the mistake, and that's the fastest way to learn. I'll see you in a minute on our next problem. And here we go, 426 divided by 69. As you see, I've got my 6's and I've got my 9's. I also made 7's because I'm going to round this off to 70. I'll show you that in one moment. But the first thing I want to do is give myself a little bit of room and create my very first area box. So in this one, I'm going to write the 426 right inside the box, 426 right inside the box. I'm going to put the 69 on the outside of the box because that is my divisor. And so now I am going to try and figure out how many times 69 can fit into 426. Now it cannot fit into 4, it obviously cannot fit into 42, so I'm working with the entire number of 426. So the first thing I want to do is write my estimation. So I'm going to be working with 70 because for my estimation, right? Because 69 is so close to 70, and if I use 6, this 9 would cause me to bump over, or 60 rather. So I'm going to go with the 7's up here. Now, as you see, this has a 0 behind it, so each of these are going to have a 0 behind it as well. And here we go. 70, 140, 210, 280, 350, 420, 490, which is too much here. So I'm going to come back here to the 420, and that means I'm going to multiply by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to plug a 6 in right here. Before I do that, I'm going to move this to the side so I have a little bit more room. And now I'm going to go ahead and plug my 6 in right above the, oops, I want to do that in black, right above the 1's column here. And now I'm working with the real numbers here. So 6 times 9. So I'll come right here to my 9's and count 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's going to give me 54. I'm going to drop the 4 right down here. And then I'm going to carry the 5 and add it in next time I do my multiplication. So now I'm going to take 6 times 6, and I'm going to come up to my 6's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's going to give me 36, but I have to add this 5 in here. 6 plus 5 is 11, so that's actually going to be 41. So I'm going to add that in and then go 40 and 1. And now I am ready to subtract. So I got to look for any trouble coming. I got no trouble coming here, no trouble here, and none there. So I am good to go. And I'm going to take 6 minus 4. That's going to give me 2. And then I'm going to grab 2 and subtract 1 from it. And that will give me 1 down here. And then 4 minus 4 zeroes out. So this 12 right here is smaller than the 69. So this is going to be my remainder, right? So I'm all done really, so I'm going to just put my remainder 12 right here, and now you know that 426 divided by 69 equals 6 with a remainder of 12. Hey, if you made a mistake along the way, no worries at all, my friends. Simply pause the video, fix your mistake. That is the fastest way to learn. Until next time, which is in about 2 seconds, have a great day, but I'll see you in a second or two here. Bye. And hello again. Now we're working with 947 divided by 18. So as you see, I got my 8's here. I don't really need to do my 1's, but I did do my counting by the numbers for 8's. I also did them by 2's because when I round this off, I'm going to round it off to 20 instead of 18. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to draw my first area box, right? And I'm going to plug the 947 right inside the box, 947, and I'm going to grab the 18, which is my divisor, and put it right here. So now I'm trying to figure out how many times 18 can go into 947. So first of all, the 18 can fit into the 94, right? So I'm going to add a 0 above here. Now before I do that, I'm going to just shrink this and move it over here so I have a little more room to work. And I'm going to add my 0 there. And now I'm going to think of this, the the 18 as 20 actually, which is why I have these here. So I'm looking for 94, right? So I've got 2, that's really a 20, right? So 20, 40, 60, 80, and this is going to be 100, right? So that's too much, right? So I'm going to use the 80. So I'm going to multiply by 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I'm working with the real numbers, and I'm working with the 4 here. Now this is actually, I'm not multiplying by 4, I'm actually multiplying by 40, right? So this 0 times the 18 is going to give me a 0 right here, and that's going to hold that place value for me. And now the 4 times the 8, I'm going to come here to the 8, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to give me 32. So I'm going to drop my 2 and carry my 3 right up here, okay? You drop your 2 down there, and then your 3 you carry over here because you'll add it into this one now. So now I'm going 4 times 1, which will give me 4, plus 3 will give me 7, right? So I've got 7 right there, and now I am ready to subtract. So the first thing I want to do is look for any trouble coming. I got no trouble here, and none here either. So I'm going to move this up and add my next area box in, and I'll plug this in right here. And now I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 0 is going to give me 7. And then I've got 4 minus 2 is going to give me 2, right? And then 9 minus 7 is going to give me 2 again. Now, here's what's really, really cool. I estimated with the 2, and it was too small because I can still take another group of 18 and put it in here, right? So I'm going to add another group of 10 here, and the reason being that this 0 here is going to hold this place value, and then this digit here will be here with the 18. Now I know that it's going to be just one more time that it'll fit in there. So let's go ahead and watch how this works. 0 times 18 is going to give me the 0 here. And then 1 times 8 is going to give me 8. 1 times 1 will give me 1. Or 1 times 18 will give me 18, right? So I'm going to put the 18 here. Now another way of thinking of it is 10 times 18 is going to give me 180, right? Which is this whole box here. So now, as you see, I fit another group of 10 in there. And now I'm ready to subtract yet again. And this time I do have trouble coming. 7 minus 0 is fine, but 2 minus 8 I cannot do, so that's a little bit of trouble. So I'm going to borrow from this 2, turn it into a 1, and turn that 2 into 12. And now I am all good to go. So I'm going to make a little more room and add yet another area box. So I'm going to plug this one in right here. And now I'm going to just go 7 minus 0 will give me 7, and then 12 minus 8 will give me 4, and then 1 minus 1 is 0, so I don't have to worry about that at all. So now I'm going to come back up here and see I can fit 18 into 47. Once again, I'm going to estimate with the 2, and this is 20 actually though, right? So I'm going 20, 40, and 4, and then 60 is too much, right? So 40 is my answer that I'm going to go with, which means I'm going to multiply by 1, 2. So I'm going to plug a 2 right in here above the 1's column. So I'm going to put my 2 right there, and now I'm actually working with the real numbers, right? So I've got 2 times 8, which is going to give me 1, 2, 16. I'm going to drop my 6 and carry my 1, drop my 6 right here, and I'm going to carry the 1 right over here. And I'm going to actually circle this 3 first so I know I already used it. And now I've got my 1 here that I'll add in. So now I've got 2 times 1 is going to give me 2, plus 1 will give me 3. So I'm going to plug a 3 right there. And then I am ready to subtract. And now if I do this, I get 7 minus 6 is going to give me 1. And then 4 minus 3 is going to give me another 1. And since 11 is smaller than the 18, this is going to be my remainder, right? So I'm going to add this up. So first I'll draw my line here, and then I'm going to add up the zeros, and the 2 is going to give me a 2 right here. And then I've got this 1 and 4, whoops, right here. 1 and 4 is going to give me the 5 right there. So I'm going to write the 5, and then I've got my remainder of 11. And right there, my friends, is your answer. 52 with a remainder of 11. So 947 divided by 18 equals 52 with a remainder of 11. And that, my friends, is how you solve this problem. Hey, if you made a mistake along the way, no worries at all. Simply pause the video, fix your mistake. That is the fastest way to learn. I'll see you in a moment for our last video of this video. What? Our last problem of this video. That's it. Okay, see you soon. And here we go. 762 divided by 93. So as you see, I got my 9's written and my 3's written down here. And now I'm going to make a little bit of room and create my very first area box. So I'll do that. And I'm going to plug the 762 right inside the box and the 93 right outside the box. So now I'm trying to figure out how many times 93 can fit into 762, right? So 93 is too big for 7, too big for 76, and it will fit into 762. So that's what I'm going to be working with. Before I do anything else, I'm going to move this over to the side so I've got a little bit more room to work. And now this 93, I'm going to actually estimate it as 100, right? Because I don't want to go over, so I'm going to estimate this as 100. So now I've got 762 here, so I know if I estimate that I'm multiplying by 100, I know I'm going to plug a 7 here because an 8 would be too much and it would go to 800, right? So I'm going to just go 7 right here, but that was for my estimation. So now I'm working with the real numbers, and I'm going to come down here, 7 times 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's going to give me 21. I'm going to drop my 1, and then I'm going to carry my 2 right here, so that the, here I am. The 1 goes down here, and the 2 goes over here, so it gets multiplied with the next time I do this, right? So now I'm going to do the 7 times 9, so I'm going to come up here to the 9's and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But now I've got 63, but I got to add this 2, right? So 63 plus 2 is going to be 65. So I'm going to plug a 65 right in here, and now I'm ready to subtract, right? But before I do, I got to check for any trouble coming. 2 minus 1, no trouble. 6 minus 5, no trouble at all. And 7 minus 6, no trouble at all, my friends. So I am ready to go. I'm going to add my next area box in here, and now I'm going to subtract. 2 minus 1 is going to give me 1, and 6 minus 5 is also going to give me 1, and 7 minus 6 is also going to give me a 1. So I got 111, which is bigger than the 93, so I know I can fit another group of 93 in there. So I'm going to multiply by 1 more up here, and that's what happens sometimes when you estimate, but it's fine when you're doing area division. You can always add up and add another group in. So it's easier than going too high, and then you got to erase. That's no good, my friend. Okay, anyway, 1 times 93 will give me 93, right? And then I can simply subtract. I'm going to give myself a little bit of room here. And I've got trouble coming right away, don't I? So I'm going to borrow from this and turn that into a 0 and turn this into 11. And now this 1 I'm going to just bring over here. So this is turns into 10, and then this is 11. So 11 minus 3, 10 minus 9. I can do both those. 11 minus 3 is going to give me 8, and 10 minus 9 is going to give me 1, and 18 is smaller than the 93, so this becomes my remainder, right? So I need to just add up now, and I'm going to add up in this direction here, and I get 7 and 1 is going to give me 8 right here. And then I've got to bring my remainder of 18 up here, and there you have it. 762 divided by 93 equals 8 with a remainder of 18. Hey, if you made a mistake along the way, no worries at all, my friend. Simply pause the video, fix your mistake. That is the fastest way to learn. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon. Now to drill and kill counting by the numbers. Hey, if you already know all your counting by the numbers and you can do them all by heart, then you can stop the video right now and move on to the next problem. However, if you don't, let's drill and kill until we know them all. And now, on to counting by the numbers. This is a great strategy for anybody who does not have all their multiplication facts memorized. Counting by threes. Ready? Here we go. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Counting by fours. Ready? And 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. Counting by sixes. Here we go. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60. Counting by sevens, here we go. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. And counting by eights, here we go. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. Counting by nines, here we go. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90.